What is up, y'all? We are here for episode 6 of the Challenge 41, Vets versus New Threats. Like I told y'all, I've been saying it every week. I genuinely feel like this might be the season that revives the show because we're 6 for 6. These episodes have really been good. We've got 2 good new threats in power this episode. Olivia, I will never be a fan of Olivia. I'm going to tell you that now. But I got to give the girl her props. That girl, she came into this game not playing. She knew what she wanted to do this season, and she's executing. Like she playing a game that's pretty ballsy, and she doing what she doing. But we're gonna get to her. Lekka, I feel bad for Lekka. Turbo, Turbo is one of my favorite people. One of my favorite people. We're gonna get to that in a minute. CT, I'm disappointed in you, but we'll get to that. But if y'all are new here, hit subscribe. Do it right now. I'm gonna be here all season. I did All Stars, and if you don't know the reason why I said that the way I did. I'm notorious for starting a season of the challenge here recently and not recently, since I started YouTube and not finishing it. But I finished All Stars, the last All Stars. I actually finished that. But I know I'm going to finish this one because this season is good. This season is good. But thumbs up the video. Do that right now. We're out of the algorithm. Let's get in it. Because whenever Love Island finishes, I'll be able to get into dropping them on Wednesdays. But yeah, thumbs up the video. Drop the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. And let's get into it. Let's go. All right, so we jump on into this episode, and it's Leo giving another speech. He's giving a speech to the new threats. They have the new threats. I didn't know that they did this. They had the new threats in one bus and the vets in the other bus. But he's in there giving the new threats the speech that he's basically been stating. Like, we need to stick together. Like, these vets are going to try and pick us off. Let's get them out because, essentially, we're more physically fit and more physically stronger than the rest of them. So let's stick together and let's get this shit going. And they essentially all agree, at least it looked like. The only one that looks like she is kind of wavering on it is Izzy. She feels like she's indebted to Olivia. I don't know why you do, but maybe one day you're going to learn, but we'll see. Hopefully it's not at your demise. But back at the house, Olivia, she's happy. She's happy because Derrick is back, but she's also now like, oh shit, I'm a hangnail now. Like, what I basically stated is actually happening, and I got to really stand up now. But she knows she's easy to shoot at because she's been... like I said at the beginning, like she's impressed me this season, and she's made herself a focal point in the main character because she's taking shots, and I can't do nothing but respect that. She's taking shots. She's doing what she wants to do. She's building her own alliance. I ain't rooting for him. I can't root for that side. I can't root for her, but she doing what she needs to do. Like, she rallied the troops. She's got a lot of people that trust her and trust and value her opinion. And she got control over that side that she got over there. So she knows she's an easy shot for the vets to go against because she's going against the vets. But the next day, we got Nani talking to Ashley and Aviv about Anissa and now how the new threats are seeing how wishy-washy she is. And they start talking about how, like, Olivia was so confident in being a hangnail, and they know now that Olivia is 100% Anissa's number one in the game. And as the game progresses, Anissa will eventually move over to Olivia's side, which will leave them 3 and Michaela pretty much for her to come and try and get. But Sydney, we see Sydney, she wants to be safe. She wants to throw another vet in there, knowing that her and Leo being teamed up together, they're a strong rookie pair that could win this game, and they both would actually do that. This is why I feel like the season is so good, is because we have newbies here that actually are not afraid to take shots at vets and aren't afraid to pretty much do what they want to do and get the people out that's played these games numerous times and know how to play the game. You don't want to keep somebody in the game that you know knows how to play the game. Like, you want to get them out, make it easier for you. But we get to the daily challenge. And as we all know, Olivia is a hangnail. She's not competing in the challenge. She'll be up against the jury. And Nani, she's not concerned because she's partnered with Theo, and she knows this is the first time, like, we're a vet pair, but she knows with Olivia being the hangnail, Theo's going to pretty much have no choice but to listen and do what she wants him to do in the challenge, aka win, because she is a hangnail. But the challenge is called Ruins My Life. And there's a giant structure over water, it's heights over water, and they have to swim to it, climb up these ropes, grabbing puzzle pieces, and they have to go up and down, and they have to build a puzzle at the top. Then they have to jump off the top into the water and swim back to the raft. If you don't like heights, I love heights. I'm not afraid of heights. Like, I love getting up in a plane. I love being up high. I just don't like roller coasters. I don't trust that shit. Final Destination, don't trust it. But I ain't never been afraid of heights, so this I would be fine with. But the winning team, they can nominate one team to face judgment against the hangnail. So CT, obviously, he's upset. Not I want to say upset, but he's nervous. He's nervous. This is the first time, like, in his challenge career that he's actually genuinely scared because of what happened last season whenever he got carted off on the ambulance after the Heights Over Water challenge. So he's nervous about it. And he's just scared because of how hard he fell and how far and how high he fell down. But they begin, the CT and Lecca, they're first up against Gabe and Anissa. Gabe and Anissa were doing what? Like I told y'all, Anissa, like, what did I tell y'all every season? Anissa, all you got to do is get in the gym. Get in the gym and strengthen those bones, and you'll see how you perform. Anissa is performing extremely well this season. Extremely well this season because her bones are stronger. Like, she's not like, she don't have all that extra weight on her. And when I say extra weight, she's toned up a little bit. And it's like she's actually been able to take control over her actual health. And it's actually showing in these challenges. She's able to do stuff that she would normally snap a bone. Like, she jumped off the top of that thing and did not have an issue. Anissa, that's all you got to do. But Lecca, performing her ass off, and that's why I feel bad for Lecca. Performing her ass off, but CT, obviously he's scared, so he can't even get up the ladder. He's trying to get up the ladder, then he goes back down. Everybody is shocked. They're like, CT can't even do this shit? Like, what's going on? And everybody's shocked that he's shit in the bed while Lecca's up there literally killing it. She is up there basically doing the shit by herself, pretty much keeping up with Gabe and Anissa halfway through it. And she's getting discouraged now because she don't want to get sent in, but she literally is trying to finish it her whole self and hope that she can get to a point where she don't have to worry about it. But Turabi was like, this is not fair for Lecca. He ain't wrong. And everybody's now wondering if CT is throwing the challenge because it is a girl's day. And Michaela's like, I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that if it was a male's day, he would have got his ass up there. I don't doubt it either. So it makes you wonder. And it's like, CT, I don't think he was intending to throw it. But I don't think he put enough effort into it because he knows that he wouldn't be going home. I don't think that he wanted Lecca to be in the elimination, but he didn't put forth the effort that he would have if it was him. But we moved through Aviv and Cedric, Leo and Sydney, and D and Justin. They all were like the ones that really stuck out to me as killing it. And then two of those teams are rookie teams, which is Leo and Sydney and D and Justin. Justin been performing. Like, y'all remember at the beginning where they thought just because he's a cheerleader that he ain't gonna really perform. I told y'all, cheerleaders are athletes too. Like, he performing. D, we already knew she was going to perform. Sydney and Leo, we already knew they was going to perform. Like I told y'all, Aviv, she one of the old heads. But Aviv is in the best shape. I feel like she in better shape than when she won. Like when she was a kid back in the day. And Cedric, that's my boy. Cedric is performing. I'm proud of him. But the two teams that couldn't finish, essentially, were CT and Lecca. Obviously, because Lecca couldn't finish all of the puzzles because CT didn't finish. But Izzy and Leroy also were the other pair, but Lecca and CT lose because CT didn't even get up the ladder. So Lecca's in the arena now when she did all that fucking work. And if she would have had a different partner, she probably would have won. But the winners are Leo and Sydney. And I was so excited about it because those are two new threats that we know will take shots. So they don't give a fuck about the vets. They want the vets out. Leo's been very vocal about it. Sydney's been very vocal about it. And Sydney loves it because Leo has pretty much been very, very vocal to everybody in the house that he wants the vets out. And he's basically the glue that is keeping the new threats together. So they get 8 points. They can nominate a team to face Judgment against Olivia. And Olivia's worried because Lecca is a beast. Like, she saw how Lecca performed in that challenge. And she's like, oh shit. Like, I got my work cut out for me if it's me up against her. And you do. But Yeremi's pissed because Lecca is in his alliance. Like, that is one of his strongest allies. And it's like, fuck CT because he just fucked her over. And everybody at that point is thinking that he threw it because CT is CT. You don't see CT in a challenge and think that he wouldn't perform, even if he's not in the best shape. But back at the house, the new threats are now strategizing. And Leo's pretty much spearheading it. And he wants to pretty much throw like a decoy with the vets. Have them thinking that Izzy is going to be the one that they're going to throw in just to throw them off. And basically throw in another vet, but not tell them the vet that they're throwing in. So they're pretty much running that down, and Izzy's sitting there, and Sydney was like, we're just going to state the name to misdirect the vets into thinking that we're throwing Izzy in and actually throwing a vet. But they just want to cause chaos, and I love it. That's good TV. But Izzy states that if Olivia hears her name, she might kick off about it. And they're like, that's the point. Like, that's the point. Make them sweat. Like, duh. But Izzy tells us that she's getting worried about the plan. And she's like, I'm going to go for it for now, but I'm wondering if there's an ulterior motive because the rookie girls don't like me. And I'm like, I mean, why? I mean, you haven't made it easy for yourself, Izzy, though. It's like, I understand you don't have to always be around certain people, but you're playing a social game, too. Like, you got to at least build those connections. We all know that you're on Olivia's side, but, like, you made it so clear that you're on her side. So why would the ones that aren't on her side want to keep you in the game? So, like, duh. But that's your fault, too. Stop being so attached to Olivia and actually start playing the game for real, socially. But Sydney tells her, like, just act paranoid. Just act like you scared. So Yeremi, this is what a funny scene. This was so funny. Yeremi, Cedric, and Turbo, they're in the kitchen, like, talking about CT throwing the challenge. And they're wondering if he did it on purpose because of his track record winning the show. It's just like, it's uncharacteristic. And Lekka pretty much did everything to not be in the arena, and it's not fair to her. But Turbo was like, I don't support that shit. So CT comes walking in there, and Turbo's checking him about, like, did you throw that shit because it's a girl's day? And CT's like, I'm 45 years old. I got bad knees. I'm overweight. I'm out of shape. Give me a fucking break. And he feels ambushed. Like, they're in there pretty much, like, checking him right now. And CT was like, I don't know why it would even benefit me to even screw Lekka over, which, I mean, is true. But Theo's now in there, and they're all watching as Turbo and CT go at it. So CT is telling Turbo that he could have addressed him in private, but now you're trying to blast me in front of all these people. And Turbo's like, we were just literally sitting in here talking. Like, I'm sad for Lekka because she didn't deserve this. And you're not even sad about it. And you not being sad about it is making me angry. So Turbo then tells him, your karma is coming. And CT's like, yeah, sure. Okay. So they start going back and forth. Cedric, Yeremi, and Theo, they sitting there enjoying the show. But Yeremi, being messy, goes to get the new threats to go watch because obviously they want to see the vets at odds. You got two vets at odds right now. And Turbo's calling CT a pussy, and CT's like, you a pussy. So they go back and forth. And CT is getting mad now, so he's hollering. And Turbo was like, don't raise your voice at me. Talking to him like he's a kid. Don't raise your voice at me. If you can't climb, don't come here. I said exactly. But Turbo then gets up to walk out, and CT sitting there saying, I expected you to give me more credit. And Turbo's like, you did that shit on purpose. CT is screaming, no, I didn't. And Turbo said, don't come then. And CT says, I'll come if I want to come. They sitting there hollering at each other. This was gold. Probably two of the best characters on the show. Like, two beasts of competitors on a consistent basis. Normally, CT ain't performing right now, but CT done put in enough work decades ago, honestly, to still be considered that. And then you got Turbo, who just don't give a fuck. And that's why I love Turbo. I love Turbo. But Turbo states, you lazy fat ass, you want to sleep, bitch. When I tell you I die laughing, like, Turbo says the shit that I be thinking. But the way he says it, it's just with his accent, his delivery, he be so dead ass. So dead ass. He said, you lazy fat ass, you just want to sleep, bitch. Died laughing. But he got in his confessional and says that I'm going to be the king of the jungle. CT is the king of the puppies, and he going to be calling me Papi Chulo. I said, Turbo is a fool, yo. But CT comes up to hug Turbo because you could tell, like, CT ain't really, it's not that serious to him. But Turbo is still irritated. He's telling him not to touch me. Don't touch me because I'm angry. And CT's like, so you hate me now? And he's like, you know how Turbo gets. So Nani comes up knowing how Turbo gets. And she's telling CT, like, I know you want to talk to him, but just it's not the time right now. But she tells us about their history, how they initially got partnered together on War of the Worlds. Then they became rivals. And as we know, with All-Stars, which made me back on the Nani train. I loved her. Her and Turbo working together is the best Nani that we get. Like, he brings the real Nani out of Nani. And she's like, now we're like family now. Like, we've had our goods, we had our bads, and now we're good. And like, we're family now. So I know how his mind works. So at this point, basically telling CT, just let him cool off. But she loves the fact that Turbo is pretty much not turning a blind eye to who CT is. And she loves that. She loves it. But she's talking him off a ledge. But they get out to the streets. As we all know, they go outside. So they're at the bar. And Leo and Sydney, they're pretty much talking about how they love how they got youth on their side over the vets. And they want to make sure that they get them all out first. So Aviv, she always has a good read on the game. She knows that Leo has his eyes on the vets. And Sydney is also not afraid to make moves. So she knows it'll likely be a vet against Olivia in the judgment. She ain't wrong. But Lekka, she goes up and thanks Turbo for pretty much backing her when it came to CT. Like, you showing me that you respect somebody that actually wants to play hard in this game and show me where you stand, even though you was doing it against the vet. But Lekka's upset because Izzy should have been last in that elimination. Basically, she's not lying. Like, I performed well. I just didn't win because my partner didn't perform. So, like I said, if you put Lekka with another partner, Lekka probably would have won. Like, Lekka would not automatically be in the elimination. So she's right. Like, she want Izzy in that elimination against her because she's rightfully should be the one in the elimination because it's not her fault. It's not Lekka's fault that she had a partner that couldn't do it. And she's like, everybody else is looking at Izzy as a decoy, but she ain't a decoy to me. I want her in there. So Turbo was telling her, like, it's bullshit how it happened for you. But Theo and his useless ass is sitting there asking Leo where he's leaning And Leo's like he's pretty much executing his plan. Pretty much pitching to him that Izzy's the decoy. Sydney's over there doing it with Aneesa, Michaela, and Olivia. And Aneesa's pretty much pleading her case to protect Olivia and Michaela. And Olivia's sitting there doing the same for herself, stating that Aneesa made her feel comfortable in previous seasons. So basically, they don't want to go up against each other. So Michaela is sitting there laughing, cracking me up. And she's telling us how she's built relationships with the new threats, mainly the men, but also the Survivor girls too. And she hopes that the game will shake up. She wants them to make a big move, aka Olivia. And she just hopes that it just don't backfire on her. Don't come for me. But she's ready for it. But Olivia, she pulls Izzy. And Izzy, being stupid, I don't know why she attaching herself to Olivia. It's like, why are you attaching yourself to her? Because Olivia, if it was Olivia versus Izzy, Olivia would have no problem throwing Izzy down under the bus. I don't know why Izzy is doing this, but she tells Olivia not to tell anybody, even Theo, that my name is being thrown around. And Olivia's like, why? As a decoy? I was like, see, Olivia came in here with that brain working this season. And Izzy was like, yeah. I'm like, why the fuck would you say, shut up? Like, shut up, because you ain't doing nothing but fucking your own self up. Like, you're fucking your own self up for the future weeks, because they gonna know that you the one that went and told her. And then you don't have a strong social game with the rest of that side. So you're easy for them to throw in. I'm like, what are you doing, Izzy? But Olivia was like, that should be a red flag to you, though, because obviously nobody really wants you here. I'm like, you ain't lying. That is true. But Sydney is noticing them talking and stuff. She knows Izzy is wedged up Olivia's ass. But we get to the next day. And Olivia's outside talking to Leo, pretty much picking his brain, asking him where his head is at, because she's hearing names buzzing around. And he's like, what are you hearing? And she was like, I mean, I don't know if you'll say a vet's name, but I know you like to take big swings. I respect that. I admire that. But I won't talk you out of it. But if that's the case, do me a solid and don't put in Aneesa, because I will owe you that. So Leo was like, I mean, I can't promise you that. I said, exactly. But Olivia was like, what does that do for you putting Aneesa up against me, or with me over Ashley? So Leo was like, well, honestly, because Leo actually has at least an existing relationship, a working relationship with Ashley. So why would he put her in over Aneesa? But Leo then states that he wishes that one of them, I don't know why I said was the deadliest. I don't know what the fuck he said. But Leo realizes that Izzy was the one that went and told Olivia the plan. So now he's thinking about even nominating her. I'm like, yeah, you should. And he's like, I want to remove the rats. You should, because you can't work with somebody like Izzy in the game. But Olivia is telling him that nominating Ashley won't cause waves, but nominating Aneesa, you got to worry about me, Theo, and Derrick. And I'm like, ain't nobody worried about Theo and Derrick. Like, you've been performing well. So in terms of that, you do have an army. Theo ain't done shit since he came back. Theo, and I said that shit on Twitter. He tried to get online trying to talk about Michaela like your ass has done something since you came back. Theo, you have not had a presence on this show since War of the Worlds 2. Your best seasons were your first 2 seasons. When you came back, you ain't done shit. You ain't done shit. You ain't been nowhere. Like, you haven't been present in the scenes, in the storyline, and you ain't been performing. You came back with a bunch of weight on you, and you ain't even doing shit. Like, Olivia is carrying your big ass, like carrying you. If Olivia wasn't there, you wouldn't be a factor. And then Derrick Cancun, even though Derrick has been performing a little bit, but Derrick ain't got no weight in the house. Ain't nobody worried about him. But Olivia feels like Aneesa would get saved over her when it came to the other vets, because obviously they would save her over Olivia, but she feels against Ashley, she would get the votes from the UK alliance to stay out of the elimination, but we'll see. But Michaela, she's talking to Ashley, Aneesa, Nani, and Aviv, pretty much trying to make sure that they keep their room solid, because Aneesa is in there with them. But Aneesa's like, I mean, of course, but I would save Olivia. Anybody else but her, it would be a different story. I'm like, why are you so like gung-ho on trying to make that known? Even if that is your number one, you're making it too obvious, because you know those girls don't want Olivia in the house. Like, Aneesa, she plays the game wrong. But Aviv is like, Aneesa made a decision to sleep in here with us, but she wants to sit up here and have a number one with Olivia, who don't even sleep in this room. So basically at this point, we see it as strategy. We know you literally are staying in here to kind of build connections here while your number one's over there. Like, we see what you're doing. So Ashley was like, she knows Sydney and Leo, they're not scared to make big moves, but she's nervous too, because she knows that Olivia and company would push her name as they did last week, pretty much wanting her to be a hangnail. So Ashley's not stupid. She knows it's a strong possibility she could end up being targeted. But Aneesa states that she feels safe after talking to Sydney. Foreshadow. But Michaela knows that any rookie's name floating around is some bullshit. She knows they're going to take a swing, and she wants them to. She just wants them to not take it at her. But we get to the nomination, and Sydney and Leo, they pretty much give us a preface of what they want to do coming in, pretty much wanting to force the vets to say names and force the vets to go up against each other. So Izzy, before they start voting, she whispers to Leroy and is like, if would you let me pick whoever's up for the vote? And Leroy said it depends on who it is. But Leo, he and Sydney are getting ready to vote. And of course, Leo gives this long ass drawn out speech. And it's like, get to the point. Everybody's looking like, come on, get to the point. Leo finally lands the plane and votes to nominate Anissa against Olivia. I said, this is what I'm talking about. Her face cracked me up. So she goes up there. Anissa and Gabe, they're up against Olivia for the vote, which Anissa is. But Theo sitting there talking about something they drunk with power, talking about Sydney and Leo. I said, nigga, you ain't done shit. Like, you ain't never had power. Like, shut up. You wouldn't know. But Anissa goes up there with Olivia, CT, and Lekka, and Olivia's jaws on the floor. On the floor. Shook. But the votes. Derrick, Cancun, and Adrian, they vote for Anissa, obviously. Cedric and Aviv, Michaela, and Yeremi, they vote for Olivia. Turbo and Tay. Turbo gives a speech talking about he wishes CT broke his legs and went home so the elimination would be canceled. I said, why would you say that? But he don't want Lekka to go home because Lekka shouldn't go home. But he votes for Anissa. Justin and D, Derrick and America, Ashley and Will, they vote for Olivia. Jake and Johnny, Theo and Nani vote for Anissa. So that's 4 votes for Anissa, 5 to Olivia. The last team left is Leroy and Izzy. So they're like, we ain't talked about what we're going to do right now. Leo says, obviously, I'm not going to vote in Anissa. I played multiple games with her. It would make no sense for me to burn that bridge. Izzy obviously is not going to vote against Olivia. So Izzy wants to save her and feels like Leroy should honor her decision since it's a girl's day. Michaela was me. Michaela said, no. I was like, exactly. But Leroy says, nobody else speak. I'm going to make it real clear right now. There is no way I'm stating Anissa's name over Olivia's. I said, finally, Leroy, you putting your foot down. But Nani loves the fact that he's playing the game for himself and not playing for Izzy like Izzy is playing for Olivia. I said, clock it. But Leroy addresses Izzy, Tay, and Adrian. It's pretty much like, do y'all not realize, like, y'all are literally on a pecking order right now? Y'all are literally attaching yourself to a sinking ship. Like, why are y'all sitting there doing that? Because you know if they can't get Olivia, they're going to get you. Hello? I said, Leroy actually speaking some real. But Izzy was like, no. She was like, she asked if he wants to say the vote. Because basically at this point, she knows she hit a dead wall. She ran into it and didn't have anything else left. So Leroy's like, no, you can say it. You can say the vote. But he jokingly said it. But they ended up voting for Olivia. So it's Olivia versus Lekka. I said, oh, this is going to be good. And everybody's excited because they know it is. Everybody except for Izzy. But D comes in and lets Olivia know that it's her versus Lekka. She's like, I mean, I knew it. But everybody's checking in on Izzy, who was clearly upset. And Izzy was like, I mean, it's just the fact that you couldn't give me an answer talking to Leo. And Cedric's like, I mean, you shouldn't get preferential treatment because none of us did. Like, none of us knew what he was going to do. And she was like, I'm just annoyed about the situation. She walks off getting emotional. And she was like, she hates that all eyes were essentially on her. And she's upset with Leroy because he put a target on her back. Leroy didn't put a target on your back. You attaching yourself to Olivia put a target on your back. That's what happened. But Olivia then tells Leo that she telling Derrick. No. Yeah, she was telling Derrick, and I think Adrian was in there, that Leo's stupid and he thinks he's smarter than the game and he's an idiot. He's not stupid. Leo, he's playing the game. Like, he's playing it. He's done certain things that isn't necessarily smart socially, but he's taking shots. He here to play the game. He ain't gonna play a scary game. So that's just really what it is. But Izzy was like, I mean, she don't know what he really gained from putting Olivia up against Anissa. He's not working with him. What do you mean? But Olivia then starts talking about how she's ready to go in there and kick ass, and Theo sitting there talking about he gonna turn the house upside down if she don't come back. You can't. She is carrying you. She's the one turning the house upside down. But we get to the elimination. Michaela wants Lekka back, and this little clip that she did got Twitter all mad at Michaela. It's funny how y'all love the people that sit around and talk shit. And when I say the people, the certain women, the fair skinned women that talk shit, but y'all get mad with Michaela talking shit. Like, be for real. Like, turning on Michaela for doing shit that y'all praise other people for, be for real. But Michaela pretty much wants Lecca back because she's like, she got brain and strength more than Olivia. She ain't tell a lie. But we get to the elimination, and it's called Out of Time. They got these giant ramps in the middle, and they have a bunch of rollers on the face of the ramp. So you're running up and you got rollers. That makes it harder. So they have to race up the ramp, get down, hit a buzzer, come back up the ramp, go back down, and go hit another buzzer. So it's endurance. You got to do it for 5 minutes straight. The person who wins and has the person who has the most laps completed wins. I said, this is pure endurance. I said, do not fuck this up, Lecca. All you got to do is just pace yourself. Don't go speeding on through. Because we know she's a basketball player. You have endurance. Like, you playing a game for about an hour, damn near, running up and down the court shooting a basketball. You should know everything about endurance and pacing yourself. She went with the wrong strategy. I was like, come on. Like, Olivia, I knew Olivia being slower was going to work to her advantage because she wasn't going to be able to try and force herself to speed up to her. Like, I knew Olivia was going to have the smarter strategy. But Lecca was up on Olivia at least until the 3-minute mark. She starts getting winded, gets up the ramp, and just gives out. And Olivia takes over because she was up over Olivia by 1 point until that point. But Olivia takes over at the 1 minute and 45 second mark with the rest of it left. And she ends up winning 10-8. Like, Olivia did what she had to do. Like, I can't do nothing but respect it. But Sydney D and Yeremi, they're upset because they lost their Jane, which is Lecca. Lecca's going home. I hope Lecca comes back. She definitely should come back. I feel like she did enough to come back. So, yeah, I want to see her play a solo game because I knew Lecca would be a beast. Like, whenever I saw her on the cast, even though what we saw from her previous show, I was expecting more drama from Lecca. But Lecca did enough. She's beautiful. She's a beast of a competitor. I would love to see her and Michaela play together even more. Even though we know Michaela don't come back every other season. She don't come back every season. So whenever they do come back, I hope they're back together. But TJ gives Olivia her props. Like I told you at the beginning, I got to give her props too because she came in here and she's really doing what she needs to do. But the new teams going into next week, we got Sydney and Derrick. We got Leroy and Nani, Adrian and Leroy, Derrick and America, Aviv and Gabe, Cedric and Johnny, Michaela and Justin, Yeremi and Tay, Turbo and D, Ashley and Theo, Izzy and Will, Olivia and Jake, Anissa and CT. It's going to be interesting. But y'all let me know what y'all think down below. I'm trying to get up off of here. It's 8 o'clock. I got to watch Big Brother. But y'all drop this whenever Big Brother's done. Peace.